Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's fun.
I guess we should probably talk a little bit about why we've got these hats on. We're on a construction site here at a pretty fantastic place.
Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible day. We're at the topping off ceremony, the ceremonial topping off ceremony at the MGM AEG Arena, which is what we're calling it for right now, the Las Vegas Arena. It'll be named with a sponsorship in the future. We don't know what that is yet. But today's the day that they actually put the final beam in place, so it's a big day in Clark County.
You've been on this site when they broke ground first on May a year ago, and then of course we did a show here back in last September. And now here we are a year later, and this place, like you say, they're topping out. This really is an amazing part.
It's an amazing part. When you see what's here today, when you see the last beam put in place, and there's a flag up there and a pine tree, and the flag is obviously important to all of us that it's up there, the flag of the United States of America, but the pine tree symbolizes prosperity, is my understanding, moving forward, not just of this project, but of the workers that were part of this project. And it was a safe construction site, and when you see what's happened in a year, just over a year from when they broke ground, it's absolutely amazing. This is the kind of thing that people didn't think could happen when you saw the site and you saw what the plans were, but they've made it a reality, and my hat's off to MGM and AEG for making it happen.
Two huge titans in casino building and in arena construction, AEG and MGM, and I think a lot of people took this opportunity to reflect back, and even your colleague Commissioner Scow said this is a symbolic rejuvenation here in Clark County.
It is absolutely symbolic, and like I emphasized in my comments, that when they first came to us with this, I think it was probably 3 years ago, we're at some of their dimmest points in Clark County. I mean, unemployment was at an all-time record high, and we had so many people struggling, and the economy wasn't bouncing back like we hoped it was, and they stepped up at a very, very difficult time with the plans and the idea behind this, and they just kept moving forward from day one, and they've never looked back, they've never stopped, and my hat's off to them, and an awful lot of credit goes out to our community partners.
Commissioner, I know that's something that you've touted ever since you've been in office, is job creation. Talk a little bit about what the economic impact the jobs have meant this project.
The jobs is amazing. When I got to come out here today for the actual signing of the beam, and you saw hundreds of workers, in their hats and in their vests that are working here every day, making this project a reality. We had a couple thousand construction people working on this job during the project. There'll be 300 permanent people as part of this facility. It says a lot, and sometimes we get lost with the idea of, several thousand here, 300 here, and these are just numbers. They're not numbers, they're families. They're individuals and families that are behind this that now, like I say, can put food on the table, help get kids into college and pay their college tuition, and it's a great day. It's a terrific day.
Commissioner, we haven't even talked about one other element. They built this place for concerts, sporting events, and other things, and since that time, obviously a couple influential groups of people, the Maloof family and Mr. Foley, have talked about getting an NHL team. Now, I know both you and I are two of the 11,000 people that have put season tickets down on a possible NHL team. Tell me what you know about that and what you think that's going to be.
That's exciting. I was there for the announcement of that, the kickoff of the ticket drive, which was great, and put my money down on 2 tickets, and I'm excited about that. I get updates once in a while from the Maloofs regarding what's happening. They've been incredible partners as well. I mean, they're out in the community with Mr. Foley, with Bill, trying to get the community involvement. That's a lot of tickets to sell. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of tickets, a lot of people contacted. They've put their, shoulder to the grindstone, and they've continuing moving forward. It's day by day, week by week that they're doing this, and hopefully it'll be a reality that the NHL and the Commission will see how important it is to our community and how much the community stands behind this. And we'll get a team here one way or the other in the near future, I hope.
And finally, there's been so many stadia proposals, arena proposals over the years, as you've seen over the past couple decades. This one has been done the correct way, right?
Yeah. I can't. I don't even want to count the number of arena and stadium proposals that I've been pitched since I've been on the commission for 6.5 years now. It's been way too many stadiums and ideas all over town, uptown, downtown, South Strip, North Strip. Different areas of town, and this is the one that actually built it. It's all built with private money. I mean, it's not taxpayer money, doesn't go into this, and they did it the right way. They had the plans, they moved forward, and it just kind of goes to the attitude of MGM and AEG. They didn't take no for an answer. They made it happen. They saw what the need was, and they made it happen. This is the one ingredient in Clark County on the Strip that we didn't have. We didn't have an arena of this magnitude to host the mega fights, the bigger concerts, and sporting events, and I think that this will go a long way towards our entire community.
Let's move a couple miles north of here, Commissioner. I know you were recently at the Genting groundbreaking Las Vegas Resorts World, which that's going to be the first casino that has actually broken ground here in a decade. This is hugely symbolic and just huge for the Strip and Clark County, right?
That is huge. It's hard to believe that it's been a decade, but it has been. Yeah, that was another big day. That here again, we're putting people back to work, which it's the multiplier effect of of the jobs. You put people back to work, they make money, they can go out to eat, they can go to the movie, they spend money, and it fuels our entire economy. And that was good that they took a project that had been mothballed. They bought that from the Boyd Group, and that was a big thing, and Boyd has been a great partner as well, and I'm confident that Resorts World will be tremendous community partners as they get that up and going. They've scaled back the initial stage of what they're going to do, but I think that's probably a good thing. They're doing it the right way. It's a terrific design, and it's going to appeal to a lot of international travelers. So they're just not dividing up the pie in different ways. They're bringing more people into the market, which I think will be real positive.
I think a lot of people probably don't know a lot about the Genting Group, but I mean, they're an international company that delve into a whole lot more than casino construction, and they will actually add a nice complementary international firm to the Winds and the MGM Mirages and the huge casino builders that we've seen usually up and down the Strip here.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a great following. I mean, they've got casinos all over the world. They own a cruise line. They own an awful lot of products, different hotels and so forth and so on. And my understanding is they're going to be able to bring that consumer base, that marketing base. But you can gamble in different areas of the world, different parts of the world. But Las Vegas is still the premier place, and people will want to come here. So they can take folks that have been visiting one of their other destination resorts and move them here, which is a positive thing to get, because people that come from international destinations stay longer and they spend more money. So it's great for us.
And how about this theme, Commissioner? A Chinese theme is definitely thinking outside the box, appealing perhaps to a whole other segment of visitors to Clark County, to Las Vegas.
It is the Pacific Rim. It's a lot of people that gaming, gambling, whatever you want to call it, is a cultural thing there that's enjoyed by an awful lot of people. And I think that the games are going to be similar. You'll have some of the different ones, a little more emphasis maybe on Pai Gow and some of those type games, but the culinary experience will be geared towards the Asian theme, and the gaming will be as well, and the room and the decor. So it's just designed around that. The entire construction project will be designed around that theme.
And to circle it all back, it creates thousands of construction jobs, and will create thousands of permanent jobs once they open their doors.
Absolutely. When you put in a facility that size with that number of rooms and restaurants and convention space, it's thousands of permanent jobs. And that's families that are supported by those jobs, and then they can provide more support for our community, and it just keeps going and going and going. So we've got a couple of good things happening in Las Vegas right now on the Strip in Clark County, and that's real positive, and we just talked about two of them.
Commissioner, we've talked for years about the number of Strip improvements, what you and your colleagues with the stakeholders here have suggested and implemented. Some of the most recent ones are really some common sense ones. You and your colleagues voted to spend about $2 million. You're moving 25 fire hydrants from the sidewalk to the median, which seems like a very logical type of thing to give a little more access on our congested sidewalks, as well as improving safety.
Right, we're doing everything we can to improve that traffic flow, the pedestrian flow up and down Las Vegas Boulevard, because it is challenging in areas where you get that they've kind of moved out towards the sidewalk a little bit more, and we want to keep pedestrians flowing through there in a safe, smooth manner, and having those things, whether they're fire hydrants or traffic signals, those sort of things, we've moved those, we've spent the money to move those out of the way to make it easier for people to ingress and egress from the properties and move along the sidewalk.
This was a pedestrian and traffic study that was done 2 or 3 years ago, and even then smaller things such as adding a number of handicap ramps and moving some light poles and things like that will help everyone's Strip experience, right,
Little things make a big difference. We've passed some ordinances that are very helpful. We've moved some obstructions that are very helpful. We've got some other plans in the future that are going to, like the news racks, things are going to beautify the Strip. So I think we've done what we can, and hopefully to make it a safer, more pleasant experience when you're out on Las Vegas Boulevard.
And finally, also, Commissioner, the Las Vegas sign parking lot and also a crosswalk at the fabulous Las Vegas sign, adding some parking spots there. I mean, let's face it, that's a free souvenir opportunity that I think nearly every Las Vegas visitor comes and takes advantage of.
Absolutely right. At one time or another, that's an opportunity that everybody wants their picture in front of the sign. I've got people now that we change the lights on occasion to, honor various charities. They go out whether we make the lights red or blue or green or multicolor, red, white, and blue. And we've changed the lights numerous times, and everybody goes out the Las Vegas side. You're absolutely right. The tour buses stop at the Las Vegas side, and there's oftentimes a line of 30, 40, 50 people or more that are waiting in line to get their picture taken there. And recently, a lot more people started walking from the Four Seasons and Mandalay Bay and the Tropicana down there because it's a nice walk. And there was a safety concern, so we have established a crosswalk down there, which would make pedestrian crossing Las Vegas Boulevard to get to the sign a lot safer and better for everybody involved.
It's probably our most iconic spot. So you touched on whether it's USO or World AIDS Day or cancer awareness. How important is it to showcase that place to help raise awareness of some of these causes?
Well, it's a great thing that we can able to do. All you have to do is pay for the cost of changing the light bulbs, which the charities use it then in their publications and their media events to show that they changed the sign. And it's the backdrop. When you see the backdrop of the Las Vegas Strip at night and you see the sign with your light bulbs around it, the colors, whether it is for autism or AIDS or cancer awareness or the different charities, and there's USO we just did, there's a heart disease, I've been out there for a dozen different times, 2 dozen that we've changed the light bulbs, and everybody still enjoys it, and you get the families that can partake in it. And it's amazing how often tourists go out there, but we still have an awful lot of locals that say that they've never been, that this is their first experience at the sign. So I encourage everybody to go out there and take their picture in front of the sign.